Okay, Ian, talk sport.
David, I don't know if you've heard the breaking news tonight, but apparently West Ham are massive.
I've heard we're really massive. I've heard that as well. So tonight we were massive, the way we played in a great fashion. Deserved it in the end. It was a really good night for us, and in the end one we really enjoyed.
Again, Andre Yarmolenko, I mean, what's a story?
Yeah, but you've got to watch that it's not just Yarmolenko, because I think that his goal was really important. It wins us the game. But the story tonight was the team. It wasn't just Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko's, the message in his name will get mentioned all around Europe, all around the continents, throughout the world. And I hope the message gets out about what's happening in Ukraine if people don't already know about it. But the story tonight's just not all about Yarmolenko. The story tonight was about the performance of West Ham, the football club, how the club reacted to a big night in Europe for the first time in a long time, and the atmosphere inside the stadium, how good that was.
Finally from me, you're into the last 8 of the competition. There are some big names left. But having put Sevilla out, do you think you're now favourites to win this?
No, because when you look at Barcelona, Leipzig, and a few others, I think you would have to say that there's a lot of big clubs in it. But we probably put out the team who's serial winners. When we got the draw, everybody said, tie of the round, probably the hardest tie there is. So that will give us a lot of confidence. And I think if you look how we've played over the 2 games, I thought the 2 games were really good games. Tough games, really close. They're second in La Liga. We've seen everybody sort of say that maybe the Spanish football's not quite the same, but yet we've watched Atletico Madrid this week, we've watched Villarreal this week, and Sevilla are ahead of those 2 teams at the moment. So at the moment, I think we've done a really good job putting out a Spanish team tonight, because they're really, really difficult to play against, and they were tonight as well.
Jack?
David, you've spoken about this being just the start of something, and the journey you've been on since you came back. There's perhaps a feeling from people that aren't here all the time or outside that at some point the bubble's going to burst and it will go back to being, the old West Ham. Do you think nights like tonight maybe silence a few more doubters and show that you really are onto something?
Yeah, I don't think we're in a bubble. I think we're in a period of climbing the mountain, and we're only at base camp at the moment, and I can see a couple more levels to go to. Because I said when I came in, the biggest thing about West Ham was the potential West Ham's got, and I think untapped in many ways. Like tonight, who would have said 2 years ago would have had a night full, 60,000 here, full to get West Ham in the quarterfinals of the Cup? I don't think there would be many people who have said that. And that's what I keep saying. I see great chance for things to improve. It's a great club in this part of London, and really well supported. And I think we can try and give them a better team to support.
And just quickly on the support as well, you asked for the atmosphere to be replicated here. Did that meet your expectations?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought the stadium was like a stadium that could have hosted a big European final, Champions League final. It was a great venue. And maybe what we've not seen here is the chance to play really big games and have big nights. Beautiful night here in London tonight. I thought it was a really good game, and I thought our players from the first minute were bang at it, and never really let them off the hook all night. Periods that they improved, but in the main I thought we were so good.
Tony?
David, congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you about Mikel's performance tonight as well. I mean, I don't know what his fitness situation was and how close he was to not playing, but you must have been, his performance, considering that, was phenomenal, wasn't it?
I've got to say, when he came off on Sunday, was it? Sunday or Saturday, when we played, I didn't think he would make it, and I didn't actually think Creswell would make it either. But I think when Mick realised it wasn't to do with his hamstring, it was an adductor injury he's got, I think he felt much more confident about giving it a go and playing. Not only that, he plays 120 minutes with it as well. Well, just about. So it was a great effort from him. And there was bits of his performance a bit messy, but there was other bits of his performance made him look like a real handful. He had a great chance in the first half when I think it came out, and I think that was before we scored. So we had 1 or 2 chances, but the game was tight, I've got to say, for both teams.
And your team showed a lot of patience as well, didn't they? Because there was a period there when Seville came back into the game.
Yeah.
You didn't panic, and the maturity, I think, was
Yeah.
was one thing that you must have been impressed with.
We had talked a lot for 2 days about it, how we would manage the game, and we wouldn't be going gung-ho, but we would be trying to have a good speed to the game. And in truth, if anybody watched the game, I'm sure you did, and if you saw how well or badly, however way you want to look at it, Atletico Madrid handled the game the other night, you'd see that the Spanish are excellent at knowing how to see games out, do the job well. But I don't know if I would have. We said there, says we were 1-0 down tonight. In many ways, it gave us something to chase. It gave us something to have a go. Probably not favourites tonight. We got ourselves in a position to have a go, and I've got to say, you couldn't have faulted the way we went about the job and the players. So, great credit to them.
Sam?
David, you've had a lot of great nights in your career. I know it's very fresh right now, but with the atmosphere and the extra time and everything about tonight, where does it rank for you as an achievement?
I've had a couple of nights like this, which I've mentioned to you, where I've similar nights where you've come from behind. So it's certainly in amongst all them. But what happens is you always want the next one's always the best. Like tonight felt fantastic. But I said in the television interviews, we don't win the cup for winning that one tonight. If we want to win a cup, then we have to realise, look, let's refocus, get the job done, and have another go. But the reason why that we should be excited and really pleased is because what you're saying is there's definite signs of improvement, there's definite signs of growth. West Ham as a football club getting to the quarter-final of the Europa League and putting out, it wasn't as if we put out one of the minnows in the competition by far. We were putting out arguably probably the favourites for the competition. And mature performance in Sevilla and an even better one even tonight here.
David, congratulations.
Thank you.
Declan Rice has said on TV that Mark Noble was in tears in the dressing room. I'm just wondering, I know he didn't play a lot tonight, but how much of a role is he playing as you're challenging domestically and on European fronts as well?
He'll have to continue playing a bigger role because we're going to need him more in the games now. I think actually he's come on in a couple of games and I think he's played very well. He came on and played very well in Seville. And I see him being able to give me periods of the games, his maturity and his positioning and whatnot and how we need it. So, yeah, because probably West Ham, we haven't had many really big nights. And even Mark Noble in his long, lustrous career in West Ham might have some moments through his career he really can pick on. But, tonight will be a night we all remember for this game. But, as I said earlier, I've not got a medal to show for tonight.
There's no let-up, obviously, Tottenham on Sunday. Is that the type of match you really want, that blood and thunder London derby? Is that what you really need after emotional night?
Look, we know the fixture lists that when you're in these competitions it can make it difficult. We've had a really difficult week. So we'll go again. We'll get a really resilient group of players and we'll do everything we can to get a positive result because we want to stay in a strong position in the Premier League. We've been there near enough for 2 years now. We want to keep it going.
David, last week in your pre-match press conference, you mentioned you reached the quarterfinals of Everton against Fiorentina and Bayern Munich against when you're manager of Man United. How nice is it you've been able to reach the quarterfinals now as manager of West Ham in such a short space of time?
It's great. I need to go further now. That's my big thing now. How am I going to get to the next level? Because for me, I'm challenging the players, but I have to challenge myself now to say, come on, I've got to find a way of getting the result in the next game. But I thought the biggest thing tonight, this is probably our first game here in a sort of two-legged game. How do we handle the first one? How do we deal with the second one? And I thought we've done really well for a team who's sort of still learning. What I really need now is I need to keep the players all really fit, injury-wise, and I need to try and get the ones who are injured back, because when you get into these stages of the season, whether it be the Premier League or whether it be the Cups you're in, it's very hard to do it when you're not really get at full tilt or you don't have extra players to use. Like, we weren't limited tonight, but we just felt that the team out in the pitch was giving me the best, and I didn't think I needed to make too many changes.
When Thomas scored, you were running up and down the touchline, David. You were excited. For you, right? Is that when you thought, we can actually do this?
No, I had sort of predicted that I thought we would take it to extra time. Told the players that this was the way I saw the game going. Be ready for it. if we would been good enough, and we weren't, and we were good enough. So I sort of was quite calm, except that. But the first goal was really important. I thought more for the stadium as well, because I think the stadium started to believe that we were going to do it as well when we got the goal. I think the stadium really started to think, because we started the game great, as you rightly said, probably after 15 minutes or so, Seville got a little bit more of a foothold in the game. But I thought that the crowd started to believe. And the problem was, is we had played relatively well, but the bit I've been talking about, the lack of quality in the final third, we're crossing into the box was poor. We had a couple of half chances we didn't take, and I'm saying, my goodness, are we going to get something here? But then we stood a decent cross up and we got a great Thomas Souček header, which we've sort of all been waiting for the best part of the season. So Thomas is just starting to get his goals tally moving on again, and it was our best bit of quality really in the first half, as far as making a chance and finishing it.
And last question for me, David. Following a big win like that, will the players, would they have tomorrow off, or do they still have to report for training?
Yeah, we're in. There's no let up in this game, unfortunately. It's been like that, as you know, because of the amount of games you play. Yeah. And if you want to be a big club, you have to get used to being in all the time. Your players have to get used to being in all the time. And there'll be a chance next week for them to get some days off. But at the moment, we're head down and getting on with it.
Cool. Thanks, David.
Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later.
See you something at half time.